episode 105 of Comics and Us. I'm TJ.
And I'm Chris.
And I'm Lumpy.
And this is the review show that reviews comics chronologically. Kind of, right? It's kind of?
Sometimes. Maybe.
Kind of.
No, I think it's kind of.
It's definitely kind
of. Whatever. Today, we are covering the June release of Detective Comics. It was released June 1944. This is Detective Comics number 88. Alright, so this issue of Batman's executive editor was Whitney Ellsworth, cover artist was Dick Sprang, writers Joseph Green, penciled, ink, and lettered by Dick Sprang, edited by Jack Schiff and Bernie Breslauer, and this story is called The Merchants of Misery. Going on to the actual comic itself, who wants to do the cover?
I can't get the cover up.
You do it. TJ, you do it. It says, it's spelled out June and it says 10 cents at the top, and then it says Detective Comics, and it's got the Batman in the corner and the DC Superman publication at the top. And in red it says Detective Comics, and the picture is Batman and jumping on the back of it like a seesaw, shooting Robin into punching a giant man's nose. It's drawn well.
Yes.
A lot of detail on the guy's face. Guy's big nose. It don't look bad. There's no background to it. It's in blue. It's a big guy with a bow tie. So it's not canon.
Are you moving something over there, Lump?
I didn't want to say it out loud, but there's a cat in my ceiling right above my head right now.
What do you hear? I thought it was TJ. I wasn't sure what was going on.
I don't know. I seriously don't even know what it's doing, but it's inside my ceiling above my head. I don't know. Dude, they get in there all the time, and I do everything. I block everything off, and they still end up in the ceiling. I don't know how they get in there.
Well,
I don't even know where it just went, so I can't do anything. I was trying to just ignore it and see if it would stop, and just
it's just like, I guess we're going to move all my cats in the ceiling.
Well, now I don't have to edit any of this out, so.
Yeah, I seriously have no idea. It stopped, but that doesn't mean it won't. I don't know where it went, so it might be on the other side of the room now. So, at first I thought it might have been my dog, so I was listening, and I'm like, nope, that's one right above my head. How are they even getting on there? I
don't know.
Oh, I hear it again. I'll get it down.
Or don't, who cares? That sounds worse.
It's over on the other side, trying to find a way out of the ceiling.
What the hell?
You gonna leave all this empty?
Well, we'll see. Most of it, anyway.
I'm moving my ceiling tiles right now to see if I can get it.
Like this long section here might be cut out, but it was going in the middle of Uncle Chris's spiel there. So
well, and that's why
I tried to just keep going, but it didn't. It was like it was getting worse and worse.
So
I didn't want to cut you off. There he is.
This is ridiculous.
Yeah, so I don't know how much is going to be left in here, but I just want,
You can put it in the blue.
Oh my god.
I left a few open so that when it wants to jump down, it can jump down. Okay.
I say you're not taking down your ceiling, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I am, but that doesn't mean the cat is, so.
You don't have a bottle and spit in too, are you? I just heard that too.
Nope, I don't.
Okay. Because you don't know how much effort it takes to edit this stuff. How annoying it is.
I've been doing really good the last couple weeks.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna, you just heard me do it that time because I was frustrated from the cat, okay? Oh, was it you? Were you the one in the ceiling?
Meow, yes, meow.
Don't scratch at me, Vanilla. Why are you all wet?
Great.
Okay. All right. Well, that's our first 5 minutes of the podcast, everybody. If we ever get around to it, I'll send some pictures of the cats coming out of my ceiling to our Twitter or Facebook or whatever we have.
Yeah. All right. Moving on, I guess. As someone's phone goes off.
That was me. It's all vibrating. I can't go any lower.
Alright. So we did the cover, right?
Yeah,
we're done with the cover?
I think we're good.
I mean, Lumpy didn't say anything about the cover. Did you have anything to say about the cover, Lumpy?
I still don't even have the cover up yet. So you can just move on from that. Alright, I got the cover up.
Alright. So, normally, after the cover, we go into Superman's secret code and stuff, but there hasn't been any, so I guess I just stopped doing it.
And you don't have any in-between page this time?
I have an in-between page, but it's like all the comics they release in a V, and it's just promoting their comics. It's like has Superman, whatever, Comic Cavalcade, Detective Comics, All-Star Comics, Adventure Comics, All Flash Comics, Star Spangled Comics. I have no idea what All American Comics, World Finest Comics, you go on Batman, Wonder Woman, Action Comics, Sensational Comics, Fun Comics, Green Lantern. Boy Commandos apparently have their own comic now.
Oh, really?
Oh, they have their own issue now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something called Mutt and Jeff.
Oh, I remember Mutt. Mutt and Jeff
is.
Used to be in the regular comic strips, too, in the paper.
Well, they have their own comic, apparently.
I've heard of Mutt and Jeff.
You know what? I've heard people say things like, what are you guys, Mutt and Jeff? Like when two people show up at the same time everywhere. That's where I've actually heard it mostly. But I think I saw it in a comic strip on, like, Sunday paper, too.
Flash Comics and All Funny Comics. And they're all just lined up in, like, a V, so... But that's all there is. There's no Superman's secret code. There's no book review or anything, so I guess they stopped doing it. Guess they got tired of promoting bonds and war stamps. I don't think there was one Superman secret code that didn't say bonds or war stamps. Or something along those lines.
I was going to say, I feel like there was one that, like, it didn't quite say it, but it alluded to.
Well, it was like,
war.
Help us defeat the Axis or something along those lines.
Exactly. So, like, it meant buy stamps and war bonds.
There wasn't, like, one, just, like, regular one, like, hey, Superman says this or something like that, so.
Nope.
Anyway, going on to the actual story, The Merchants of Misery. Non-canon splash page, Lumpy.
So there's a big fat guy sitting on a pile of gold. Yeah, there's a castle in the background.
Looks like it's Gotham.
I guess it's not just gold. It's like cash, money, there's gold coins. It's like shiny. And there's all these people who kind of look like they're like poor or homeless. Like they were going for something like poorer people, like begging from this guy almost. They almost look like statues the way they're drawn in like this grayish brown color. You have Batman and Robin with shadows like looking, like running towards the guy, I guess. That's really it. I mean, it looks good. The guy's dressed really nicely in a suit. He's got like his cummerbund and bow tie and big cigar in his mouth.
He's wearing all green. It actually looks kind of, when I look at it, I think, oh, that's a giant leprechaun.
Okay, so mine, he's wearing purple.
Well, he's got a purple like jacket, but he's got a green undershirt and a green hat. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. He does, yeah. Especially with the gold.
And on the shadows in the building in the background, it looks like someone's beating up or killing somebody.
Oh, yeah, I see that now.
Pistol whipping
him. Notice that.
Yeah.
Alright. Is that it?
That's it.
Yeah. I was looking to see if I saw anything else, but no, that's it.
You don't want to talk about the long line of text on the left side of the page?
We're ignoring that.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we're ignoring that.
Alright. So we open up, I guess it's just this guy's office. This big, as the narrator says, a bloated king of crooked finance.
He looks it.
Yeah, he's talking to his goons and how they're worried about this guy who borrowed money is going to talk. So they send them to his goons to this guy's shops, and they kill him. And apparently he's the fourth murderer this week.
Yeah, Batman let him get away with it for a while before they actually, found him.
Well, he didn't even actually find them. He didn't even know about these. I guess he doesn't read the Gazette.
I was going to say he didn't know until...
Yeah, if it's not on the radio
right now.
If it's not on the radio, he doesn't even hear it.
I guess he only knows about crimes over the radio, and he only finds clues in the newspaper.
Yeah,
because,
I think so.
Anyway, after that, we cut over, as the narrator says, meanwhile, tragedy of a different sort hovers over the humble house of George Simpson. His daughter is sick, and he doesn't have the money, so he's gonna go borrow it. So he goes to, I guess, borrow off one of his friends, but he's like, I would, but I can't. I can't. And this one of the goons from the fat guy says, do you need money? I can help you out. And so he introduces him to, I'm trying to figure out what this fat guy's name is, so I don't have to keep calling him fat guy.
It's offensive.
Big-hearted John is what they call him.
Big-hearted John.
So they take him to the boss, John, and John loans Mr. Simpson $50. And he's has enough to pay for his daughter's surgery or whatnot. And but John, shows that he's evil and how he's like, I'm not sure what the plan is exactly.
Well, he loans them money, and then
charges some
he
interest.
harasses them. Well, then he harasses them and just takes all their money, and they wind up paying back 4 times the amount that they borrowed. Right,
because he does interest, but
it doesn't. I don't even think it's interest though. It seems like he turns them into his slave.
Yeah, but he says back 100 times in interest. He says that, but the follow up doesn't make sense after that part because he's like, if you don't pay us, we're gonna get you fired from your jobs. They keep threatening, and one, how? Why would the job care? And 2, when they don't bow to that, they just beat them up. And so why not just go to the cops in the first place?
Well, because he says if they go to the cops, they're going to kill him.
Well, and it's weird, too. So one of the things, and I don't know much, I can't really say, but I feel like back then, when this story was around, you could get people fired. You got fired for your reputation sometimes. So, if you were, coming off as kind of a deadbeat, I feel like it did. People literally lost their jobs that way. Maybe not all the time, but it was a little more common back then to be like, hey, this guy's not paying his bills. And
not like a labor job, though.
I think so. Just from stuff that I read, things that I see back then, it was just you could go to the boss or the person running the job and be like, hey, dude, this guy's kind of scumbag. He's not paying his bills. He's not doing the right stuff. And they might let you go just for reputation sometimes. Okay. I don't know why, but it just seems that way.
Then he explains, hey, that's not my reputation. My daughter was sick. I needed the extra money, so this guy tricked me.
Right, but sometimes word of mouth doesn't matter. Just easily to say that, but it could.
True,
and it could scare you into paying him.
True, but these guys who already look like crooks and deadbeats aren't spreading anything that's going to be believed by anybody.
No, not unless they're connected somehow to the bosses.
But they don't show that at all. They keep threatening different things.
They're going to go to the boss. We're going to go to your boss.
Yeah, they literally said the paper you signed gave us the right to collect your pay. Want us to go to your boss about it.
Oh, I guess they can go to the boss and say, look, we get his paycheck. Give me his paycheck.
Yeah.
But the contracts don't work that way.
They don't now.
He signed it.
Not even then.
If you sign it, it works to whatever it says. It says you get to pull somebody's eyeball out. You signed it, then they can pull your eyeball out.
Listen, my grandfather, my great-grandfather, back in these times, probably in the 30s, won 4 grave plots off of somebody in a card game. And in order to get them, they just handed him the deed to the thing. There's no signatures. There's not
That's crazy.
Contracts. I have 3 of my family members buried in these graves already. There's 1 plot left, and he won these grave plots in the 30s.
He just handed over a piece of paper.
Yeah, he went. They were playing cards. He ran out of money. He took the deed out of his pocket for 4 grave plots that he bought, put it on the table, and lost it.
That's crazy.
So contracts back then, it's just different than what we understand them to be now. People's word went a lot further back then. Do you know what I'm saying? So, just to have a signed piece of paper actually meant a lot back then. Makes sense?
See, TJ?
I guess.
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not saying it does seem stupid, but reality is, I think that in these times, it was a bit more common that people just, did things on a handshake, and it actually meant a lot to do it that way. When he said he was going to pay him back, now later on we'll read that the guy basically starts ripping him off. It's clearly not fair, and the guy's word means nothing too. But in that little bit to me, I actually think it did actually go a long ways to have that paper sign saying you were going to pay, you know?
Right, but when it gets to the point where he has no money to pay it back, and then they're just coming in and breaking his furniture.
Yeah, like, obviously that's when you gotta go, yeah, but there's no more money to get. You can't get broken stone. So at some point, the crook himself is kind of too. Like, he's just, there's no more money to get, dude. You can beat him up, you can kill him.
I think they do that. I think they do that until they can't get any more out of him, and then they just kill him.
Yeah, yep. Well, that's the plan. Exactly it's a stupid plan.
Yeah, that's the plan.
No, I agree with that.
Yeah, but
you're not getting any more money when the guy's dead.
Right. But he can't go to the cops either. He already got all the money from him, and now he's dead.
Well, now he has no money, so now you go to the cops and say, this guy's trying to rip me off. What's left to do? You're going to work for nothing at this point. What difference does it make if your reputation's ruined?
Right, true.
Well, and the reason he's not going to the cops is because he doesn't want to die.
Right, he thinks they're going to kill him if he goes to the cops.
But that's what's going to happen anyway at this point.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. He might not die as long as he doesn't tell.
He just keeps finding money to give him. $1 out of his kids', food money.
I don't know.
I like this one,
time
TJ.
Right now on this.
TJ, I did like this comic. You know that, right? I like this one a lot, to tell you the truth. But now
the plan was just stupid to me. Like, it didn't make any sense. Like, the stages of the plan don't make sense.
Well, after they drain the guy dry, they murder him, then they move on to the next guy.
Yeah, but
which keeps fear in the next guy. Who decides they're
who
not
knows that somebody's out and murdering people all the time?
What they keep saying,
but they don't know that this big-hearted John is this guy that's doing this because no one knows who he is at this point. Like, this guy's the fourth guy to come to them, and he had no idea this guy was supposed to be this guy murdering people. The reputation thing doesn't work here.
I think it's implied. I think people realize once they start seeing the thugs come to collect the money, they realize, like, hey, I'm in trouble.
They come and kick your ass a couple times, you're going to keep paying them whatever you can, and you're afraid to go to police because they told you they're going to kill you if you go to police. So well, basically, just keep giving them money.
They keep trying to strong-arm them into getting more work because they keep telling them, you better work harder. If you don't have enough money to pay us, then you need to work harder. You better get another job. Right. And if you're not going to get another job, then they're going to kill you.
Yeah, they're just going to kill you, and they're going to move on to the next guy. It worked for me.
I did. I
like this one.
The way I took it was like, especially in these times, I think that it meant more than what it would mean right now.
I'm not even really, attacking the victim here. Saying the victims. I'm saying Big John. The Big John plan is stupid because if you keep murdering people, what do you think happens?
The cops come.
Exactly.
Or Batman and Robin see.
Yeah, exactly. That's my whole point.
Well, nobody said he was a smart criminal. I don't think he has another appearance on this.
There are large criminal and organizations that have made billions of dollars on continually killing people they were done with using. So I don't know that you're right on that.
Not in Gotham.
Well, Gotham is different.
When we find out this guy's fate, then we'll know that it wasn't a great plan.
Yes.
We'll get to that later. I just didn't. The plan didn't work for me. I was a little confused. Anyway, I don't even know where I was when I started going off on the plan.
Well, we got all through the plan, so you might as well just go to where Batman shows up now.
Well, for a minute, you can listen to these cats play with all these toys and go through this crinkle cave for a second.
Seriously. Get a burlesque bag, right?
Hey, be careful. We're animal lovers here.
Uh-huh. And there's, I'm sure there's a river in your backwater somewhere.
Now he wants to throw the cats in the river? That's a little harsh, TJ.
I'm going with Big-Hearted John. I'm going with Big-Hearted John, not you.
Alright, anyway, where was I? So, yeah, Big-Hearted John lends him the $50. Hey, you know what else is stupid about the victim?
That's pretty funny.
You know what else is stupid about the victim here? Big-Hearted John says, here's a piece of paper, don't read it. Just sign it.
Just sign it. Yeah.
And he does.
Yeah, don't worry about all that other stuff written in there.
He says, of course there'll be a small interest charge, but, don't even bother.
Yeah, don't worry about the interest.
You don't need to read this.
Just sign it.
So... whatever. A lot of convenience to make this happen is all I'm saying. And so the guy gets his paycheck, and he's got enough to pay the hospital bills and even some for groceries. But then the bad guys show up and take his money, and now I guess he doesn't pay the hospital bill and doesn't get groceries. So what now?
Did they just let him walk out with the money and then go take it from him?
Yes.
That's what it looks like, and then they give him $1 back for himself.
Yep. And then so after that, they take his paycheck, and a few days later, they somehow know that they borrowed $2 from a neighbor, and they take that too.
Yeah.
And then later they come and they want more money, and we don't have any money, so then they smash their furniture and then smack Mr. Simpson on the top of the head. And then it gets to the point where he says he wants him dead. Yeah, right? No. This is where he thinks he can keep... Mr. Simpson's such a weak person, he can keep squeezing him forever.
Yeah, don't kill him. Just hurt him a little bit, because we can keep squeezing him forever. So
they send... And Mr. Simpson thinks, if he could just talk to Big Hearted John, he goes... Before Big Hearted John says that, Mr. Simpson goes to talk to him, and he's like... He thinks he can convince him, and he's like, nope. And now he can squeeze him forever. So on the way home, I guess he goes up to a rooftop and sits down. I don't know. Oh, he's at his job at the construction site. I guess he goes to sits at a construction site somewhere. And then the guys come up and start roughing him around, and then just look who's just wandering the rooftop, or not, wandering the streets and can see on top of a rooftop from street level.
Well, they're looking for the murderer. I'm just trying to
see. I didn't know they were on a rooftop.
He looked like he is. He's sitting in like unless he's sitting on a shed on the street. But they wind up in that skeleton of a building that they're building, so.
Well, and in the next couple panels on the next page, they're beating him up on the ground. Like, there's
on the ground, yeah, they are.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I just thought it was at a roof at some time. They end up in the scaffolds at some point, too, but I guess that's later.
Yeah, they do. That's later, yeah.
Alright, well, anyway, Batman and Robin just happen upon the crime scene, as they usually do, and they stop the guys from beating them up. And then one of the main crooks tried to shoot Batman, and Robin kicks him in the back of the head. And then I guess he's trying to hit him with scissors. I don't know what that is in his hand.
I don't see what you're talking about.
Robin kicks him in the back of the head. Next panel, he's coming at Robin with scissors.
He has something. Oh, yeah. It might be scissors.
No, I think it's a blackjack. I think it's a blackjack.
It is a blackjack.
Okay.
I zoomed in. It's a blackjack.
Oh, well, you can see it in the next panel anyway, now that I look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I guess Robin pulls a Homer Simpson and steps on the shovel and hits the guy in the stomach with it. And then they put another guy in the wheelbarrow, they put the other guy in the wheelbarrow, and they run him into a bunch of bricks, and Batman says, I'm going to take you to jail. And then the guy says, no, those will get me fired. And he says, okay, then I'll let you go. What?
That really does happen.
Like if you were looking for something that was out of whack, that one right there.
Yeah, that was a little out of whack.
No sense at all. Why would Batman not want him to get fired from his criminal enterprise?
No. It's the guy who's getting beat up that says he'll get fired if they take him to jail for some reason.
Oh, he's going to get fired because he got beat up on the job site?
Yeah, I guess. Oh, he's the night watchman. He's the night watchman, so yeah, he probably would.
You're the one who just told me the reputation goes a far way and stuff.
I mean, it does, but I don't. If three thugs try to beat you up on a job site,
that's what I said like 10 minutes ago. You guys know
you're the night watchman. You got to be able to beat these guys up.
He's not in any night watchman gear.
No, he was just on his way home. He just stopped at his job. He wasn't on duty to.
It does say night watchman, though, I think.
That is his job, but he wasn't on duty. He was just oppressed and stopped at his job because he didn't want to go home and face his wife.
Right.
So he stopped there, and they came and beat him up at his job.
So he probably wasn't supposed to be there, so that's why he can't call the cops.
No, he can't call the cops because they told him if he called the cops, he's going to lose his job.
So it's just really what they're telling him? That's all they're going on? And Batman's just like, okay. Yeah, he didn't even hear that.
Do you understand why I'm a little confused by all this now? And especially with Batman, why would he care about this guy's job? They're criminals.
Well, and why wouldn't Batman do what he always does? Like, no, don't worry, you're not going to lose your job. I'll talk to your boss.
Yeah,
I can handle that. He's done that in every other comic. Like, don't worry about that. You won't lose your job. I'll take care of these guys. Nah, you know what? You guys go. I don't want this guy to lose his job.
And what's even worse is he let these cops go, and at this point, he is a cop.
Yeah. Yes, he is a
So technically, the cops are already there.
So he's going to keep it from the rest of the police.
Yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. The guy tells Batman what's going on, and so Batman and Robin come up with a plan. The next morning, Bruce and Dick are dressed as dock workers, right? Is that what they are?
Yeah. They call them something weird, but yes, I think it is dock workers. Here's Steve Door.
That's it, Steve Door. I don't know what that is, but that is what they call it. I'm looking at it, I'm like, it is Steve Door.
Yeah, Steve Door.
Whatever, but they're gonna go borrow money from Big Hearted John to get to the bottom of this whole racket. So Bruce goes in, and Big Hearted John gives him the contract. Bruce reads it over and says, these are pretty steep. And Big John says, don't worry about it. And Bruce is like, okay. And he gets his money from it. And then a week later, he comes back and pays Big Hearted John the money back at a fair rate.
Right.
So
their gig is now we go harass him for the rest of his life and keep taking money from him. But they can't do it if he paid them back. So
right. But the bad guy's like, oh, you can't just set your own interest rate. We set the interest rate, so no. So they show up to... I guess Bruce got a job at a loading dock at a boat ship.
Yeah,
so,
he's actually working there because they showed up on payday and he's loading stuff onto a boat. So.
Yes. So I guess they just hired Bruce Wayne at a job. Whatever. Okay. And the thugs show up and they're harassing Bruce, but Bruce drops a box on them and then drops more boxes on them and then punches a guy and sends them all into the river.
Yeah.
Because they're not getting one over on this guy.
Right.
And then that evening, Bruce and Dick are having arts and crafts.
Right, they're cutting out paper dolls.
Which works perfectly.
They put them in the window so that they're shadows of people.
Well, at least he didn't put Dick in a dummy of himself this time.
True, and let him get shot at. Yeah, that was bad that time.
Yeah, they set out the paper outlines of themselves. They're, that's pretty good cutting. They do look like Bruce and Dick.
He does cut it out very nicely. Like, it is well done.
Anyway, so they set that up, and they go out, and then they go on top of the roofs as Batman and Robin, as the thugs come up the fire escape, and they're gonna they see Bruce and Dick in the apartment, and they just blast them with their guns. But hey, that's not really there. Batman jumps down and attacks a guy, and then another guy's about to shoot him, but Robin comes up and kicks him in the back of the head and knocks him and Batman off of the fire escape. Batman, two of the thugs and Batman fall from the fire escape. And one thug falls and lands on his feet, I guess. Another guy falls in the trash can. And yet they say that Batman took the worst of the fall by falling onto his back.
Yeah, and knocks himself out.
Yeah, but that's they show they're on the roof. That's 4 stories. There's no way those other 2 guys are okay.
But the guy laid in a trash can. It must have been a trash can full of foam or something. And then the other guy,
I was going to say,
he didn't break. He says, "Ouch, my feet," but he's okay.
Yeah, but the way he lands in that trash can, he should be dead.
I mean, honestly, so should Batman.
Well, yeah, but he's wearing Kevlar and stuff, though.
Yeah, well, I mean, he hits the soft spot right on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's why he's only knocked out.
Right.
Anyway, the 2 thugs are okay, Batman's knocked out, but Robin's so distracted about this.
Dude, you gotta get one.
Robin's so distracted by Batman's fall that he gets knocked out with the back of the head.
Yeah.
By getting hit in the back of the head with a gun. So that is the 70th time 71st time Batman got knocked out.
And what episode is this? 105?
Yes.
So 70% of the time he's getting knocked out almost.
Yes. 71 times. It's okay, Robin's up to 49, so... Anyway, so Batman and Robin got knocked out, and yet again the bad guys capture Batman and Robin. They get captured. I should have kept the capture count, too, because...
Yeah, they get captured a lot. They get captured without even getting knocked out a lot of times.
I was going to say, I mean, their capture count's got to be above that, because sometimes they're captured and they're not knocked out, so...
Don't worry, because we're getting another knockout this issue.
There is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that one, yeah. I didn't even write that one down.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
No, it is. So I gotta write those numbers down because I didn't do that because I skipped that one. So that's 72.
Well, we didn't get to it yet.
And, I know, but I'm writing it down for my notes. Anyway, so they take Batman and Robin to Big-Hearted John, and Big-Hearted John doesn't kill them immediately. Instead, they're going to go take care of Mr. Simpson first because they think he sent Batman and Robin after him. Right. And they throw Batman and Robin into a giant safe.
Yeah, that's apparently airtight.
That's airtight. Okay, they have a giant safe that can fit one grown person and a child. But whatever. And they lock them in with a bunch of ledgers and stuff, I guess, because there's no money or anything in it. It's just a bunch of books.
It's books. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah,
but
so I don't know if it's their books.
I'm hoping that this is the start of a trend because they don't. I was
gonna say they must have heard us complain. They must have been hearing us complain lately.
Because they don't do anything ridiculous. Well, they do, but they don't. It's super ridiculous to get out of this situation.
No, and he uses his utility belt for a change. Yes. Yeah.
They're tied up, so he gets Robin to untie them by.
Wow! He could have did that 1,000 times ago.
And then he pulls out plastic explosives from out of his utility belt.
So he didn't forget he had a utility belt this time, like he's been doing for the last, 70 episodes.
And I mean, this part's ridiculous. So he says the explosion could kill them, but he's using the ledgers to divert the explosion away from them. But
to pad him.
But it's still a tiny space. So
it's a tiny space, and it's a solid steel safe. So if it's going to be strong enough to blow that safe, I think you're going to have some problems.
Exactly. But they blow it up, and they're not dead. They're just knocked out for a little while.
Both of them.
Yep, so Batman's knocked out for the 72nd time, and Robin reaches knockout number 50. And then the narrators asks us, has the archfoe of evil succeeded and burst in his presence only to lose his life on the threshold of freedom? Why did they ask us there and on the same page?
Yeah, it's not even a page turner. It's literally just the next panel.
Yeah, I get you do that if it's on the next page, but it's not, so...
No. Yeah, it was just the next panel. You could look down and see that he's sitting up after that.
Exactly. Yeah. Anyway, they're awake now, so they gotta go save Mr. Simpson, who is now... They have taken... Big-Hearted John has taken Mr. Simpson to the scaffold.
Which up on the panels are out of order and screwed me all up, by the way.
I did the same as you.
Yeah. I read that. Across.
Yes.
I mean,
and I read what the hell?
I read straight across too, but that's the 4 panels that you're supposed to read in order are literally Batman and Robin just going. So it's not even.
It didn't make that much of a difference, right? So they got him on an elevator and they got a noose around his neck. They're just going to lower the elevator? Is that what they're doing? Why don't they just push him off the side of the building?
Why didn't they shoot Batman and Robin
coming up the building?
No, why didn't they shoot him instead of sticking him in a safe?
Because nobody does that. Why didn't they take their friggin' masks off when they were knocked out and see who they are? And then they know who they are and they don't have to worry about them anymore. But I don't know.
I think the idea is that the noose is attached to the elevator, so when the elevator goes up, he gets raised up.
Oh, I thought it was the noose was attached to the thing. And the elevator going down will leave him up there.
Maybe that too, because the elevator's going down and they're all on the elevator.
It says, all we gotta do is take the elevator down and leave him hanging here. Yeah, so they're going down on the elevator and he's tied to one of the rafters.
Right, okay. So yeah, that's exactly what their plan is.
Yeah.
Batman and Robin decide to climb all the way up the scaffolding because I guess that's the only way they're going to get there in time. And
all the way up the scaffolding and past those guys.
Well, Robin doesn't. Robin goes into the fray and Batman goes up there. And then one of them shoots Batman in the shoulder, and he falls on top of Big-Hearted John, and Big-Hearted John falls to his death.
Yeah, he murders Big-Hearted John. I don't know. It is an accident, but...
I'm just going to bring it to you guys. Is that a kill?
I don't... he said, that one got me, and then he falls backwards on them.
Yeah, right? But he's never... But he had to turn in order to fall like that.
And it's not like it shot him and he, passed out or anything. He's just walking around holding his arm.
Yeah. He's been shot before.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. What do you think?
It's hard to say that it's a kill, though. I get what you're saying, that, Batman almost purposely falls down there, but...
I say court of law, they say it was an accident.
He still Still gets manslaughter.
I don't know. I don't know if you're getting manslaughter. That guy shot you. I'm no lawyer. I wouldn't call it a kill. That's my opinion.
All right.
I think they didn't write it in as a kill. I think they did that on purpose. He gets shot and falls, so he doesn't kill the guy.
That's my point, but that's what we're here to adjudicate.
Right. But they don't seem too upset about it. They're like, oh, well.
No.
Definitely not upset about it.
If we counted all the people Batman sent to the electric chair, his count would be higher.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. He tells people, you're going to the electric chair. They don't even have a trial yet. He's like, you're going to the electric chair. But this guy didn't get a chance.
He falls from the elevator. I guess they're really high up.
Right.
And he doesn't just get knocked out. He splats, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he must be a little higher than the 4-story fall that Batman fell off of the other day, so.
Well, whatever. I guess since Big Hearted John's done, the crooks would go to jail, and that means that's the end of the racket. Batman's now on a sling. The family thanks Batman because Batman gives them back all the money.
Wait, he gives them back all the money except for the amount of the original loan.
Yes.
Why did he keep that?
I don't know.
You took a loan, you got to pay it back.
Yeah, who actually gets to keep that money? Because Big Hearted John's dead.
Well, he said he goes back and gives it to the victims, the rest of the money to the other victims. They all get their money back, too.
I don't know where Big John's money goes.
Except for the ones they murdered and the amount of the original loan. Is Batman just keeping this money?
Well, he's going to go buy war bonds and stamps.
The thing is, the original money's not his. It's Big John's.
No. The $50 that... I guess that's true. It was Big John's.
You know what I mean? That's Big John's money. Right. He lent it to him for the guy to pay back. So
the guy still got to pay his loan back.
50,
here's all your money back except for that loan.
Okay. But yeah, you're right. Except for the original loan amount. So which means he kept the $50 away from him that he originally got lent because it was a loan. So where does that $50 go?
Well, and that's my question is, where does Big John's estate go? Because that's all his money. Also, I don't know where his estate goes.
All the guy got back was his own paychecks. Like he still isn't ahead. Like he still can't pay his daughter's
well, he had enough money for the hospital bills and the groceries, he said.
Okay.
So yeah, but he still doesn't. He still lives in a shitty house with a hole in the back of.
Oh yeah, he's still just getting his regular paycheck back that wasn't cutting it to begin with. So
yeah, but I mean, it was a couple weeks worth of paychecks, and it kind of acted like a savings account. That guy might have spent it on other stuff.
He couldn't buy it.
Now he's got it.
I mean, the guy smokes a pipe and stuff, so I mean, he could have probably cut out the tobacco usage and saved some money.
You ain't got money. Don't buy tobacco.
It looks like they already fixed the hole in the wall that it's been at every panel that it's been in this guy's house. So
yeah, and it must have got new furniture, got a new lamp, I guess, because all his furniture was broken.
Anyway, in the paper it says Batman ends criminal loan shark racket, and then there's other stuff on there about the war. So.
Now it says police wage war on gangs who victimized.
Yeah, well, that's part of the original article, but on the other side it says war bill.
Oh, I do see war bill.
You gotta mention it.
So, I did. That's why I put it there.
They gotta mention it, I'm saying, not you. They had to.
Anyway, later at Bruce's house, Dick's like, well, what is Big John's pals gonna do when they get out in 20 years? Do you think they'll learn the lesson? And Bruce says, it's hard to say. If they haven't, they'll go right back, because they always do. And then they always get back out. And then they go back in.
It's Gotham. We yo-yo our criminals back and forth.
And that was that issue.
My computer just froze on the synopsis. So it just said Big John, only appearance, and Simpson. No, Big John, only appearance dies. And it said, there it goes, George Simpson, only appearance, and Batman and Robin, but it doesn't have anything else listed. Like, it should have definitely listed the utility belt, because
I got different stuff.
Oh, do you? Okay.
Yeah, I got Batman, Robin, Big Hearted John, single appearance dies. George Simpson, Mary Simpson, Mr. Kelly, all single appearances. Mr. Kelly dies, apparently. Oh, he was the shop owner from the first.
Oh, yeah, he was the shop owner.
Locations, Gotham City, Wayne Manor, items, utility belt, and Gotham Gazette.
So I got a crappy one this time.
So, how'd they gone through it? You still like it?
Not if you ruined it, no.
I did.
It was all right. I did like it. I liked it. It was a good read. It wasn't too wordy. It was a decent story until you ruined it. I liked that they were harassing the guy and Batman saved it. I did like that.
It was just a little complex, too complex for me.
Yeah. It was a little convoluted. It was, but I mean, Which ones aren't? It usually is anyway.
Yeah. I don't know. It was alright. I didn't hate it. It was just like...
Right.
Anyway, I guess... Anything else?
It was somewhat bland, but I thought the story was good. Like, I didn't think... There was no crazy antics completely, you know, like,
right.
okay,
I did
it was
like
convoluted, but it wasn't anything too far-fetched.
I like that he took our advice and used his utility belt for a change. I did enjoy that.
Yeah, but that's like saying, you know, good job for doing something you should have been doing.
Right, true. You're getting a reward. Here's your reward for doing something you should have did anyway.
Here's your reward for doing your job.
But maybe he's just figuring out how to use that thing. He's like, he's
just now figuring it out. He created the thing.
What is this yellow thing I wear every day? Oh, well, there's stuff in here.
This is the best place to learn how to use it, in this cramped little space that might kill me when I blow it up. But this is the place we should use it.
Well, you know what else he keeps in his utility belt? It's what he gets. Where does Bruce Wayne get all his energy from? Batteries. Keeps him in a utility belt. That's where his batteries go. Get it?
I'm gonna let that joke hang out there and die.